Good morning and welcome to Today in the News on Vanguard Live. My name is Damlola Okunshaki. I'm with my co-host
Precious Chukudi.
And like always, we have interesting topics on the front pages of the papers. And still talking about it, but it's so sad that mostly on the front page what we're just seeing is all insecurity issues, and that's like the killings in Rivers and also that of Kaduna and some other insecurity issues in Nigeria. What do you think about the front page when you saw it this morning?
Well, coming from a day when the president was supposed to, attend the National Assembly, meeting, and he didn't turn up. I mean, it shows that we will still keep on having more of these stories on the front pages of the paper. So,
of course, it's so sad, and it's no wonder what we're seeing many Nigerians reacting on social media. But let's take the stories to you and review the front pages. And of course, we'll be starting with that of Vanguard. And here on the front page, we have anguish as gunmen kill 16 on Abuja Kaduna Road. Ganduje rain courses, says killing devastating and frustrating. APC youth leader, district head, 2 others killed in Niger State. Police arrested 2 suspected kidnappers of a rescued United States citizen. You can see that story on page 5. While here on page 9, we have nobody is in charge of Nigeria. That's coming from Shoyinka. Houses burnt as military invades Delta community in search of kidnappers. Also on page 8, we have a World Bank boards to decide on Nigeria's $1.5 billion facility next week. Still on page 8, Baja shuts down motion on Buharis' failure to appear. Meanwhile, on page 9, federal government says we've reduced cost of data by 50%. On the front page here, we have 2 photo stories. The first is that of Meina, who slumped in courts yesterday. Is the ex-pension boss. Also here, we have Amechi 47, allegedly shot during a protest in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, battling for his life. At the hospital yesterday also. On page 9, the stories above the nameplates, we have GOC 6th Division General Irefin dies of COVID-19 complication. Army cancels COA's conference. Also on page 11, we have insurgency war. Southern Middle Belt leaders fault demotion of General Adeniyi. Riot as police kill tricycle rider over 100 naira bribe in Rivers. You can see that story on page 7. Lastly, on the front page of Vanguard, on page 19, we have a CBN rolls out new license regime for payment system. And that's all on Vanguard, and from there we'll move straight to the Punch.
And on the Punch newspaper, we have main headline states cash crunch worsens. NLC opposes borrowing pension funds. The writer says Labour vows to mobilize workers against planned borrowing of 17 trillion naira from pension funds. A state government took loans to pay local government workers November salary. Kwara State governor is saying that one. Only 6 states are fully implementing 30,000 naira minimum wage. Local government workers, teachers, worst hit. Also, we have court adjourned sitting as Maina slums, son arrested. You can see that on page 7. And on page 9, we'll hold Buhari to his promise on briefing, says Rep. And also, we have on page 8, Minister Berete, others go into isolation as GOC dies. COVID-19 second wave, federal government orders isolation centers reopening. Army conference cancelled. Government probes fake test results. And lastly, on the front page of the Punch newspaper, Herbalist 20 arrested for Ogun hotelier's death. You can see that on page 4 and 5. Away from the Punch, move straight to the Nation.
And down the front page of the Nation, we have representatives. We are still expecting Buhari to appear before us. The writer says we hold a precedent by integrity of his words. Appearance will be counterproductive. And here there's a statement from the representatives. It says that the majority, through the mandate of their constituents, moved the resolution even against the position of the speaker. That story continues on page 8. Also, here we have COVID-19. PTF accuses religious bodies of sabotage. And second wave of pandemic here. Also, judge suspends sitting as Mina slums. You can see that on page 7. Labour rejects bid to borrow from 17 trillion naira pension fund. World Bank withhold 1.5 billion naira loan to Nigeria. Now the stories above, you have a 50,000 naira to benefit, 50,000 rather to benefit from 350 million naira Lagos Healthcare Fund. Federal government cuts data prices by 50%. Here on page 30, we have Army chief dies of COVID-19, a vaccine coming next month. Lastly, on the front page of the Nation, on page 6, we have a robber steal Ogun House of Assembly maze. Police says we've broken parts, and you can see that on page 6. And that's all we have on the Nation and also on the front pages of the papers. We're going on a short break, and when we come back, we'll be analyzing these stories. Meanwhile, while we're on the break, you can always like and follow us on our social media platforms that are showing on your screen. Also, share these links with your friends so that they can get informed. Stay with us, we'll be back.
face total shutdown nationwide. See page 5.
She overwhelmed by security challenges.
Hello and welcome to Today in the News on Bangalore. Here on Today in the News,
we read and give in-depth analysis on some of the stories on the front pages of the paper.
Also take your insightful comment of what's going on here in Nigeria and across the world. Join us Mondays through to Friday
on Vanguard Live. Alright, welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Today in the News on Vanguard Live. My name is Damlola Ogunshaki and I'm with my co-host
Precious Chukudi.
And before we analyze some of the stories with you, I think it's better let's hear what our viewers are saying. So we hear that from Precious.
Alright, I think I've been seeing some very interesting comments, and this one is from Victor Ochena. He says he's talking about the Mina incident, and he says he slumped and his arms are still resting consciously on the court messenger's shoulder. Someone should bite his right ear to confirm whether he's really unconscious. And then, I think Nigerians are already so tired of this, this usual fainting scheme that is always passed across. This one is from, let's see. This is from James Friday saying we all need freedom in respect to what's is happening. And this is from Adamu Barao, says our motherland Nigeria, truly we have to think ending is coming. I think he's talking about the end is coming, and he says Matthew 24:5. People are going spiritual right now. And this one is Oluwagbemi, says we are in God's hand, and James says God have mercy on us. Let me look for more comments, and this is from Omar Rubiye. He says China are busy making new technology of farm machineries. This early morning, Nigerian government realized of frustrating people to only bad news 1 year in Nigeria. Why? I think he's basically speaking about the fact that every time, the front pages are always filled with one insecurity issues or the other. And this is, let me see. Okay, let's look for more comments. Okay, so this is from eBay too. He says, now wow, just ordinary 100 naira, someone's life was wasted. Child, inside life. He's talking about the riot in Rivers State as well. So this is from Shegun Praise. He says, okay, I can't find his comment anymore. But then this is from Salami. He says, everybody is just acting their own response. I don't get what he's saying, but I think he's still talking about the Mina incident. Says when he's hiding from EFCC, he didn't slump that time. While for who knows Sabi slump for Nigeria. At the end of the day, they will say the youth needs to learn themselves, needs to learn. Now this thing we go learn, something like that. But he's still talking about the Mina incident that when he was being looked, when they were looking for him, and
we didn't hear an incident like
he didn't slump. Then now he's about to face the panel, and then he's slumping. Well, that's what we can take on the comments.
Okay, please keep your comments coming and make sure you keep it clean. Of course, we'll take that still while we are analyzing. But let's start with it, and we'll be talking about that of the killings in Kaduna. So there seems to be no end, to the wave of insecurity sweeping across the country, as no fewer than 16 indigenes of Dambata local government area of the Kano state were on Tuesday killed by gunmen along Abuja-Kaduna highway. And this is even as the district head, youth leader of APC, and 2 others were yesterday kidnapped in Rafi local government area of Niger State by bandits, as Governor Abdullahi Ganduje rained curses on the perpetrators. And Director General of the Niger State Emergency Management, that's Ahmed, who confirmed this, said several members of the community were still missing, and according to him, this makes it difficult to ascertain the number of other persons who might have been abducted by the bandits. And operatives of the Nigerian police force have arrested 2 members of transnational kidnapper syndicate involved in the kidnap of a United States citizen in October. It's so sad to just see these people being killed at 16. Reading one of the one of the one of the people that saw it, and he was like talking that those gunmen, they were coming and they shot their tire and tried to still escape from them, and the vehicle just turned upside down, and the people in the passengers inside the bus, all of them died, 16. And still talking about that, 2 others who were also kidnapped, and according to the person, they said it's not even certain because some people are missing. They don't really know the amount of people that have really been kidnapped in that site right now. So it's so sad to hear all this insecurity issues going on. One person being killed today, one person being killed tomorrow. It's like it's normal for you to see this type of things, these stories on social media, or to see it on front pages of the newspapers. And it just makes people very cautious of themselves when going out. You don't know if you will go out and you come back home safely. When you are going out, you don't need to just pray about, okay, me just going out. Now you have to also pray about yourself not being robbed, not being kidnapped, and many other things that are going on in Nigeria. It's just making people to think. I think yesterday, I don't know if you saw my status this morning where I posted that this morning or yesterday, where someone was like, okay, United States, and it was like, okay, I want to come back to Nigeria. I'm tired of this cold. I'm tired of this weather. And it was like, please, it's like the devil is speaking to you because you don't know what is going on in Nigeria right now. So these type of things really need to make you think. Or what do you think about it yourself?
The situation, the insecurity issue is really alarming. It's not something that we're just sitting and talking about it, but really for the people in the southern Kaduna area, even people in Nigeria, everywhere, it's no longer safe anymore. We hear stories of people. Okay, this morning I was in the bus, and I overheard like someone talking about these one chance operators, how they carried them as a last week or something, and then they even killed somebody right in their front because they were trying to ask her for a PIN number. So you can see that this whole situation has degenerated to other forms of various crimes, and that was the reason why the president was supposed to speak to us yesterday, but unfortunately
so
he didn't
come due to some constitutional
we're
law.
still trying to listen to that constitutional law that they're talking about. But then let's just move straight to Port Harcourt, and still speaking about insecurity. Riot as police killed the keke driver over 100 naira bribe in Rivers, and there was a riot at Hupoku area of Port Harcourt yesterday as a keke driver was killed by a policeman, and to speak more on that just
I think I saw the video. I saw the video yesterday where people were rioting, and the guy was on the floor in cold blood, and you just wonder that what is currently going on due to people talking and the videos. We saw someone just saying that it was just a policeman that killed the tricycle rider because he was trying to collect 100 naira bribe, but the driver rejected. I refused to give him the money, and he was shot.
Alright, let's just talk more on the story. And now this incident has happened around 7 a.m. on Airport Road and has caused a huge riot in the area, as some angry youths and colleagues of the murdered driver had taken over the major road in protest, and the development had caused a gridlock on the airport road following blockages and bonfires on the road by aggrieved youth. And also, a source privy to the development alleged that the police killed the victim for refusing to offer him 100 naira bribe. And it still keeps on going. And this is going during the period of where there's a panel of inquiry set up for police brutality and other such related matters. And we are not yet done with this whole situation of the NSAS, and a policeman still comes out again. The nerve that some of these officers have, seeing how much we are not done with this situation going on, and they still come out and still ask someone for money. I saw a video too yesterday on social media of a guy. I think he even has a camera in his car. Because of that, some people have to take like an extra step to protect themselves. Because imagine if he was recording that policeman, he could have even killed him on the spot.
I think it's actually good for them to have that camera, because we have something like black box where people have it when some people just go through it and they just don't know what actually happened in your surrounding. And people putting camera in their cameras, I think it's a nice step for most Nigerians right now, and the best thing to do. Talking about policemen still collecting bribes in some areas, most areas. Yesterday I was at Ilebo going to this thing, and the policeman was just busy there, collecting money from each bus that passes him. 100 naira from each of them, each of the vehicle that just passes, and there was traffic there. You're supposed to control the traffic, but you are there collecting money. And then you begin to wonder that, please, upon Nigerians coming out, Nigerian youth coming out to say that, okay, we don't want all these type of things, and people are still there collecting bribe. That brings it to, you start to wonder, this is it that they don't learn. Let's talk about not just police now. There was a time they were talking about soldiers also, and there was a video that went online then where the soldier was trying to, I think it was eating a girl or all that, and you start to wonder, are they really protecting citizens or they are harming them? So it's like you are not only scared of robbers now, you also have to be scared of the people that are supposed to protect you.
And this whole thing still, it still borders on the fact that what was now the main aim of the hashtag EndSARS protest, because at the end of the day, if the protest was going on because of police brutality, and still like after the aftermath of the protest, of which we have not even recovered from it, and we're still seeing things like this still happening. Now, what was the main aim of the protest? What was the the demands that were made by the protesters to even protect the policemen? It seems like it's something that is on its own. Generally, people are basically doing, these policemen are doing whatever they want to do. They're not even care, because at the end of the day, if your account that you just gave now that you saw some policemen still collecting money, the question is, even after these policemen have been, even after these policemen have been, like giving, better remuneration, will it still like cut the chase of the level of corruption in the system?
And that's why they're saying it means that they need to really retrain them. You need to really retrain them. But some of them are talking about them because they are not getting enough money. They are not getting enough confidence, and that's why some people are talking about having state police. Now each police should have their own state, not being controlled generally. That each state have their own policemen, and there's actually a reward for the states that have better policing system and all that. All of them will try to buckle up and say, okay, in this state, it's just like a competition between states now. It's like, okay, my state we did this state did you do this is state, and that's why many Nigerians are saying. I was in the midst of them, discussing about it, and you're like, okay, since this makes more sense and all that, but still, it seems we have a long way to go. And you're still talking about these things, policemen and soldiers. The military joint task force, that's JTF, yesterday invaded the community in Brutu local government area of Delta States, reportedly in search of kidnappers. Men of the 222 Battalion Bomadi Delta State, who carried out the joint operation, were reported to have burnt down houses in search of kidnappers with shootings. Reacting to the incident, the priest of Suku Kingdom, that's King Para, said, as he's talking to people right now, that houses have been burnt down in the community, and all community folks, including young and old, have fled to the forest, for safety, with many people sustaining various degrees of injuries. And according to him, he says the invasion is condemnable, and how can a community be attacked and people and houses being burned down just because they are looking for kidnappers? And still talking, he says that there's still a lot of kidnapping in that area, and a lot of bad reports coming from their community. They've conducted operation based on intelligence and information. So according to information that we heard here now, it's that in search of some kidnappers in the community, that soldiers went there, the military men went there and started burning down houses, shooting, just because they wanted to get these kidnappers. I know they are condemning the military men for shooting just because you want to get the kidnappers, and at the end of the day, people will get injured just because you're trying to get kidnappers, and that's not how it's supposed to be. Burning people's property down. Is it okay? You're trying to get rid of some people just by creating more violence, trying to get rid of people's properties, because now the houses they burnt down. What do you have to say about those people? Are they supposed to start from the root again just because you're leaving people homeless just because you're trying to get kidnappers? Yes, we know you're trying to get them and you're trying to save the people, but these people that you're trying to save, will they appreciate you if they have no roof over their head tomorrow? Do if these houses now, imagine them, maybe their only source of living is just getting rents from people that are there, and right now you're just making them to go back from the scale to start from the scale rate again. So it's really something that people are condemning.
And this brings me to the story of No One Is in Charge of Nigeria by Wole Soyinka. And he said that nobody was in charge of the affairs of the country at present. And according to him, he described the year 2020 as the most challenging in the country. He made the comment at the launch of his new book, Chronicles of the Happiest People on Earth in Ibadan, Oyo State. Speaking on the state of the nation, he said the year has also been a pessimistic one for the country. He said though there were natural issues that resulted in the repugnant and negative mood in the year, leadership also failed the country. And he insisted that he does not believe that the president was in charge of the country. And he said with the turbulence that characterized the year 2020, as activities wind down, the mood has been repugnant and very negative. And he says he doesn't want to sound pessimistic, but this is one of the most pessimistic years I have known in this nation. And it wasn't just because of COVID. Natural disasters has happened elsewhere, but how have you managed to take such in their strides? And he keeps on talking about it. And but one of the things that still gets me is he's saying that he doesn't think that there's anyone in charge of Nigeria. I mean, we have a president.
Not only a president, we have many other people there.
And the fact that we have a president, I don't think that Wole Soyinka should be making this statement.
Well, he does have his own reason. It's just like many Nigerians, trying to give their own opinion of something. I mean, there was a time we were talking about Susu person not being the one ruling, and another person, is just a clone human being or all that. So it's just giving his own opinion that he believes that nobody is ruling Nigeria, and he gives his own reason. So it depends on him and how Nigerians view it.
I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of Nigerians were really hoping that the president was going to come for the meeting yesterday. I mean, after his media aide had posted it on Twitter saying that he was going to honor the meeting yesterday, there was a lot of expectation, and hopes were dashed yesterday. And then because the issues of insecurity are not just things that you just take with such levity. And with the that's Malami coming out to say that the president does not have any right to, and I'm like, really? Like, you can't tell me your house is on fire and then you do not have to come out and tell people, okay, what's the cause of the fire, what's the reason, and what you're doing about it.
But let's not forget that we now also said that the president, Malami said the president has recorded tremendous sources in containing the incessant bombings, killings in Nigeria ever since 2015.
We're talking about tremendous success. I think we should be talking about 16 people that were attacked by.
No, I'm trying to follow what he said. So that's why him going to honor them is really not something that you should go for. And talking about it, that they don't have the right to call him. And our guest yesterday actually said something else, that they can call him and all that. And we have many Nigerians saying that maybe he's just scared and all that, but still, I guess they've given us their own reason why the presidents could not attend. And still talking about people up there, and that let's just talk about Meina. And EFCC had in 2019 alleged that Meina used a bank account that was operated by his firm and laundered funds to the tune of about 2 billion naira, part of which he used to acquire landed properties in Abuja. So the former chairman of the Pension Reform Task Force team, that's Abdul Rashid, is on Thursday collapsed before trial. Justice Okon of the Federal High Court in Abuja. He slumped shortly after the court presumed proceedings in the 12 counts charged and preferred against him and his firm, Common Impute Property and Investment Limited. Meina had on Wednesday, after the EFCC closed its case with 9 witnesses, secured permission of the court to enter a no-case submission to the charges against him. And this brings us to the questions that why is it that this fainting saga what should I call it, happens almost all the time. I think it's not been long that we talked about I think Ponde, where it collapsed also that time. And this is also happening again. And like what you read this morning comment where you're like, okay, we didn't hear any story or anybody say that so person slumped even before that, and all of a sudden you saw. But it's so funny that this is not the first time. It happens almost everywhere. This thing it has really been happening for a long time. I mean, someone was telling me that in Germany also it happened one time long ago. So during during the panel of inquiry, so one person also fainted, and even before that, he was trying to pretend. I think the man was old then, and all that. So it's like we are also doing the same thing here in Nigeria.
I think at that point when they are being asked a very important question that they do not have answers to, and maybe to an extent that they have, they've taken an oath and they do not want to lie. So the next thing is to just act like they are going through some health conditions, and fainting is is a step to the rest of because from fainting now we hear that he has gotten worse or something, because this is how it goes.
I mean, we never saw this person coming back then to just continue as a Professor Bonde to continue with his inquiry then. So we are still hoping that we will continue with this case. But hearing that the slump, we've seen many reactions, many Nigerians giving many funny comments, just talking about it and saying it's like the new trend is just for you to just either faint or just have.
I think for Nigerians, we're no longer surprised anymore, even to the extent that even if someone actually faints in court, maybe for the right reason, it's like this person is lying. Like when I was going to read comments, so I said, "May I bite him right here first now."
Let us know that.
And then I'm like,
"You see, they're like seriously."
To the extent that people are saying, we can't be taking this fainting spree seriously. We need to start doing something. So maybe if they have their right ear beaten, then we know if they really fainted. But then moving on, let's see whether we have some good news for Nigerians as the federal government reduced the cost of data by 50%. Should this really make us happy?
I really don't know about that, but 50% is something great. Considering people that, so I think it's actually great for our viewers.
Let's see. I hope they really do implement it. And this is from the Minister of the Federal Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy, Dr. Isa Ali Ibrahim Pantami, and he said that his administration has reduced the current cost of data by 50%, and he revealed that the reduction was made possible by his directive to service providers through the industry regulator, and that's the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC. According to him, the following measures put in place by the ministry is to significantly reduce the average cost of data in an incremental rate. And he explained that the average cost of 1 gigabyte data was reduced from 1,000 in January 2020 to now be 487.18 in November 2021. Did you get that? From 1,000, that's 1 gigabyte data, which is from 1,000 naira to 487.
Let's just say 500 naira.
Well, so the minister explained it was based on the report by the NCC following the implementation of the directive. He said that the plan was unveiled and launched by the president on March 19, 2020, and one of the goals of the plan was to reduce the average cost of 1 gig data. And then it's still, because a lot of times we're a social media oriented people, you understand, and everybody's like, everything they need is now on social media. You want to, even now these days, for people who do not know how to cook now, your life has been saved. You just type how to make so it pops up. It's how to do whatever, for people who
even how to get married is there.
How to exactly. So
I think there's nothing that is not on social media. I just hear some people that how to do this, and some funny things I just see people searching online. Even so, like, you want to look for your child's name, just go there and search for your child's name.
You literally can find everything that you need on social media. And they're now seeing that data has become quite cheap. We really do hope that some Nigerians would always say that this data thing is like they use straw, they suck up, because Like you just watch one video and next thing they send you a message
that your data, you've used 95% of the data allocated to you. I know a certain network that does that all the time. Yeah. But it's so funny that, but it's a good thing. Our viewers can benefit from this, from this reduction, and it's really a good news. But we really hope that it's true. And so that's all we have for you on paper reviews. But before we go, let's look at what we have in sports. And here we have Maradola's relatives battle over £37 million fortune. Man, it's not been long this man died, and we're talking about battling over his fortune. But still talking about that, we have a FIFA rankings. Eagles end year in 35th position. It's expected, considering their performance this year, that they finished the year difficult, during which they failed to win a match. Also, we have here Champions League draw. Barca most likely to get dreaded Bayern Munich. Oh, I guess they won't want to get these people, considering that their last face with each other. Also, the Tigers end here as Africa's best team, 22nd in world ranking. That's we expected, as the Tigers, they really upped their game this year. And let's not forget that of the IBF, IBO, WBA, and WBO heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua. He will return to the ring for the first time in a year to make a mandatory defense against the once beaten Kubrat Pulev. I know, talking about that, I think that will happen. That will happen tomorrow. And then they're still talking about the heavyweight champion. It's like going against someone like Pulev. Anthony Joshua will still need to up his game, seeing that Pulev is a little taller than Bruce Jr., and he's going to need to really stamp his authority. That's Anthony Joshua, and talking about him weighing a little more than what he was weighing when he last fought with Bruce Jr. And in terms of age, Pulev might be at disadvantage, but Anthony Joshua would still need to do better, and we hope he will really not disappoint Nigerians. And he's for his game tomorrow is determined to end 10 million pounds. That's £7 million more than Kubrat Pulev. And I think that's really a lot talking about what when people are talking about Nigeria, talking about money right now, we're talking about £10 million in just one fight. It really needs to do Nigerians proud. And that's all we have from sports. So you can always get a copy of Vanguard newspaper to get more details. And so let's look at what Mr. and Mrs. are saying. And the first person they're talking today is Mrs. rather. She says, so apart from having a great skill in preparing super delicious jollof rice, what other qualities must a modern wife possess? And Mr. replied, other jollof skills.
Other jollof skills.
Yeah, I think I understand where it's coming from.
I think we are going to have to ask him in private
what he means by other jollof skills. No, but even looking at yourself, you should be able to understand what he said.
How would you mean by
other jollof skills? Should I talk? No, don't let me talk. Today is Friday, and today is Friday. Still talking about the precious. How is your weekend going to go?
Oh, well, my weekend is in your hand.
How is it in my hand? It's not in my hand. So should I just say it's in our director's hand? That's Dozie. Tomorrow is his birthday, so we'll be expecting something.
That's true.
Shout out to him for the man at the back of the camera, and that's Dozie Wogu. He's always bringing us to light and helping us to control it from the back of the scene. It's bye from all, so always enjoy your weekend. Don't forget to have fun and also protect yourself. COVID-19 is still out there, as people are still talking that it's really increasing. My name is Damilola Ogunshaki, and I'm with my co-host
Precious Tripoli. Thank you for watching.
Bye bye.
Face total shutdown nationwide. See page 5.
She overwhelmed by security challenges.
Hello and welcome to Today in the News on Bangalore. Here on Today in the News,
we read and give in-depth analysis on some of the stories on the front pages of the paper.
Also take your insightful comments of what's going on here in Nigeria and across the world. Join us Mondays through to Friday
on Vanguard Live.